Hare Krishna, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so let's get started with the pranam prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नित्यामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय The translations and purpose to chapter 17 are by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Jai Shri Prabhupada. So we have completed up to verse number 20. Today we have to begin at verse 21. Yeah, so this is from the section 1721. This is from the section, let me share the screen. Austerity in three modes. Austerity in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So that is the section. Then charity, with after talking about the different types of faiths that people have, the foods, the sacrifices, the three types of austerities. Within the austerity itself is speaking about the three austerity in three modes, as well as charity in three modes. And finally, we'll conclude verses 23 to 28 about how the Supreme Lord is the absolute truth. Om Tat Sat, that verse we get. So 21st verse. So we are in 21st. So that is charity in three modes. We are in the charity in three modes section. Okay, so
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I can't read now. I will soon join for reading, but I will listen for like 15 minutes, right?
Okay.
I'll join soon to read, but I'll be here.
Sure. Okay. So the charities in three modes will text 21. यत्तु प्रत्युपकारार्थं फलम् उद्दिश्य वा पुनः दीयते च परिक्लिष्टं तद्दानं राजसं स्मृतं. Synonyms. Yet that which to but prati upakara artham, for the sake of getting some return, phalam, a result, uddishya, desiring, va, or puna, again, diyate, is given, cha, also, pariklishtam, grudgingly, tat, that, danam, charity, rajasam, in the mode of passion, smritam is understood to be. Translation. But charity performed with the expectation of some return, or with a desire for fruitive results, or in a grudging mood, is said to be charity in the mode of passion. Purport. Charity is sometimes performed for elevation to the heavenly kingdom and sometimes with great trouble and with repentance afterwards. Why have I spent so much in this way? Charity is also sometimes given under some obligation at the request of a superior. This kind of charity are said to be given in the mode of passion. There are many charitable foundations which offer their gifts to institutions where sense gratification goes on. Such charities are not recommended in the Vedic scripture. Only charity in the mode of goodness is recommended. So here the charity that is described in the mode of ignorance, passion is that which is offered as a result of some exchange for obtaining some exchange in return. Such kind of charities are offered. So that is in the mode of passion, as well as begrudgingly, like um, someone has asked them to do, so they are doing it, or some superior authority has asked, some temple has asked to do some donation for building the temple or for books or whatever. So if one does in that way, then that is passion only. It's not in mode of goodness. So yeah. We can continue in the ignorance, charity in ignorance. Gauri Mataji, can you please read?
अदेशकाले यद्दानम् अप्रतेभ्यश्च दीयते असत्कृतम् अवजानातं तत्तमसम् उदारतम्. Synonyms: Adesha, at an unpurified place; Kale, an unpurified time; Yat, that which; Danam, charity; Apatrebhya, to unworthy persons; Cha, also; Diyate, is given; Asatkrutam, without respect; Avajjanatam, without proper attention; Tat, that; Tamasam, in the mode of darkness; Udhartam, is said to be. Translation: and charity performed at an impure place, at an impure time, to unworthy persons, or without proper attention and respect, is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Purport: contributions for indulgence in intoxication and gambling are not encouraged here. That sort of contribution is in the mode of ignorance. Such charity is not beneficial, rather, sinful persons are encouraged. Similarly, if a person gives charity to a suitable person but without respect and without attention, that sort of charity is also said to be in the mode of darkness.
So charity in the mode of ignorance is which is improper place, improper time, and to an unworthy person. So charity always have to be, we need to like it, deshe, kale, and patra. Time, place, circumstance has to be very, very suitable for making a charity, doing charity. Like in a temple or when a very sadhu visits for a cause that for in a temple, like that. So that is very important. But someone who does to an improper in an improper place at an improper time to an unworthy person, it is not going to yield them any result. They're not going to get any result which is pious result. The expectation should not be there, but of course they may get some reaction also on the top of it. So it's said to be in the mode of ignorance. Sometimes there are beggars standing on the roadside. Feel like to give something, but we don't know how it will be used. What if they go and buy some intoxication with that? So you're getting the karma for that, in the sense like you will get the reaction because we have contributed for that. So that is why we should be very careful who we are giving charity to. But there are some people in dams, holy dams. They'll be sitting in the queue, in the line, just next to outside of the dam. It is recommended to give to them because they are serving the dam somehow or the other. They would have done, and they are now old and invalid at this point. But they would have done so much to the dam, just and dam and Radharani will not keep them in the dam if they are sinful people. So just because they are in the dam and also next to in such a holy place, charity, giving them charity is not, I'm not saying it is recommended, but it can be encouraged. Yes. Sneha Mataji, you have something?
So like you mentioned it, like for sometimes when there are beggars and then we don't know how they will use the like the charity that we give them, but we can give them food or clothes. Those things are okay, or like is it just like I understand if we give them money, they might use it in some wrong way, but can we give them like food?
Prasadam is encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Prasadam is free distribution, right? No qualification is needed for eating, taking, distributing prasadam. Prasadam is mass distribution that happens. So we can give prasadam. What else did you ask? The clothes.
Yeah, like clothes or food, if we give, is it okay?
Food is definitely prasadam. Clothes, again, I don't know much about that. Clothes.
Yeah.
Various people say different things.
Mm.
We also give away clothes that in the places that are there in the city. We just donate there because it will go to some needy person. So, but everyone has their own opinion about the clothes. So I would, if you know something, if anybody knows something, they can share right now about the clothes.
Also, Mataji, when we went to Vrindavan last year, there was some sannyasi who was asking us to donate for like I think book distribution. So we gave them like a certain amount which we thought was okay for us. But then they were forcing us to give us more. Like forcing means literally physically forcing. Uh, so that sometimes such situations also we don't know like what is right, like we give according to our condition, but then the expectation is always more, so how to deny such requests, like sometimes that's
See, everyone is acting on in their modes. Now, modes are so active. Sannyasi may externally, is it to do with ISKCON or some other?
yeah, with like in Vrindavan ISKCON we have Brahmachari, sorry, I should not say sannyasi. Brahmachari. Yeah, he was in, but he was in orange
Yeah,
color.
Brahmachari. It's not.
Brahmachari. Okay, okay. So yeah, so they were like forcing us to give. Even though we gave, they were forcing us to give more.
Yeah, the modes are active for everyone. That's all we can say. It's even we also do book distribution. That's why there is training given for everything that we do, even book distribution. In the book distribution, we cannot force a person beyond certain situation, certain limit. We cannot extend our, because they are not ready to give, and you should not be forcing them. And whatever people give from heart, you should just accept it. This is the teaching we have been imparted with, so we follow that. Even in the book distribution, we ask, definitely asking is our duty. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and the Parampara, we ask. If they don't want to give, what can we do? We cannot force them. We should not force them. Because it's from their heart, Krishna is inspiring them in certain way. Nothing moves beyond Krishna's will. So they are being inspired by Krishna in certain way. So we should just accept that and go. Vakshishika Prabhu says in his book distribution training, there are ripe mangoes, and this is Srila Prabhupada's quoting. He doesn't say anything which is not being taught by Srila Prabhupada. Ripe mango, unripe mango. The mangoes are ripe. If you then pluck them, they easily come out. And if the mango is not ripe, how much hard force you put, the mango won't come out, right? And what is that? Probably it is not ripe. So let it ripe. And where will it ripe? Only under the sun. Let it ripe under the sun. Once it is ready, it will easily come off. That means when they are ready, when their heart has been dispositioned in a way that they are disposition to give some charity, when the purification is, it's not easy to anybody to give some charity also, because there has to be some purification. Without purity, nobody can do anything of this kind of things, charity or taking a book or reading. purification has to happen. So that's why we shouldn't disturb them so much. And if some person has given from the heart, we should just accept it. This is all they can do, and we should move on. That's what we have to practice. But everyone has their own, maybe they have some goals. See, again,
Mm-hmm.
goal driven. That is important because without goals, we don't know where we are going.
Yeah.
Even in the corporate world, we have goals. So why not have it in the spiritual world?
Mm-hmm.
Like the goals of chanting 16 rounds and reading certain number of pages or number of hours. So everything has to be, but nothing can happen by force. It has to come from within the heart.
Yeah,
Like
right.
so each one does in their own ways because of the modes that are active.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so text 23. Say, Mataji, can you read?
Yeah, Mataji. ॐ तत्सद् इति निर्देशो ब्राह्मणस्त्रिविधः स्मृतः ब्राह्मणस्तेन वेदश्च यज्ञश्च विहिताः पुरा. Synonyms: Om, indication of the Supreme; Tat, that; Sat, eternal; Iti, thus; Nirdeshaha, indication; Brahmanaha, of the Supreme; Vidhaha, threefold; Smritaha, is considered; Brahmanaha, the Brahmanas; Tena, with that; Vedaha, the Vedic literature; Cha, also; Yajnaha, sacrifice; Cha, also; Vihitaha, used; Pura, formerly. Translation: From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme purport. It has been explained that penance, sacrifice, charity, and food are divided into three categories: the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. But whether first class, second class, or third class, they are all conditioned, contaminated by the material modes of nature. When they are aimed at Supreme, Om Tat Sat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Eternal, they become means for spiritual elevation. In the scriptural injunctions, such an objective is indicated. These three words, Om Tat Sat, particularly indicate this absolute truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Vedic hymns, the word Om is always found. One who acts without following the regulations of the scriptures will not attain the absolute truth. He will get some temporary result, but not the ultimate end of life. The conclusion is that the performance of charity, sacrifice, and penance must be done in the mode of goodness. Performed in the mode of goodness. Performed in the mode of passion or ignorance, they are certainly inferior in quality. The three words Om Tat Sat are uttered in conjunction with the holy name of the Supreme Lord. Example Om Tad Vishnuhu. Whenever a Vedic hymn or the holy name of Supreme Lord is uttered, Om is added. This is the indication of Vedic literature. These three words are taken from Vedic hymns. Om iti etad brahmano nedishtam nama indicates the first goal. Then tat tvam asi Chandogya Upanishad indicates the second goal, and Sad Eva Saumya Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.1 indicates the third goal. Combined, they become Om Tat Sat. Formerly, when Brahma, the first created living entity, performed sacrifices, he indicated by these three words the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the same principle has always been followed by disciplic succession. So, this hymn has great significance. Bhagavad Gita recommends, therefore, that any work done should be done for Om Tat Sat or for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one performs penance, charity, and sacrifice with these three words, he is acting in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is a scientific execution of transcendental activities which enables one to return home back to Godhead. There is no loss of energy in acting in such a transcendental way. Hare Krishna.
Om Tat Sat. Prabhupada has explained what is the meaning of that. But if we go up from the translation, from the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the supreme. So Brahmanas have always used after reciting the Vedic hymns also, like after reciting Bhagavad Gita chapters also, we said Om Tat Sat Iti. Right? So that is very, it is absolutely recommended to do that because everything is going to the Supreme Lord. Om Tat Sat means that we are aiming at the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the eternal. They become means for spiritual elevation. If anything, all this charity, penance, and what were the three things that were talked? Charity, sacrifice, and penance. If these are done in any other mode, then they will not give the result that is expected, which is satisfaction of the Lord. But we can try it for the goodness because that's the closest one to the transcendence. Everything should be not tinged with any mode. Transcendence means no tinges of any, even in the mode of goodness, but the closest one to transcendence, because from goodness only we can go beyond goodness, not from ignorance or passion. So better be in goodness rather than being any other mode. Any other mode is not good for doing charity, penance, or sacrifice. So these words are uttered after doing the charity also, after reciting verses, prayers, after reciting the Vedas also, after doing some sacrifice also, because it's going to the Supreme Lords for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. So it should be, it's recommended that most teachers in our line, they also recite that at the end of their session or after reciting Bhagavad Gita, some scripture, they do that. So coming to the word itself, Om Tat Sat are uttered in conjunction with the holy name. Om Tat Vishnu, whenever a Vedic hymn or the holy name of the Supreme Lord is uttered, Om is added. This is indication of the Vedic literature. Om means Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. We also do that. That is at the beginning of recitation. So we're invoking the auspiciousness by remembering the Lord's name, Om Namo. So that Om is added when we recite the Vedic literature. The three words are taken from the Vedic hymns. Okay? Om iti etad brahmano nedishtam. Nama indicates the first goal. He has not explained much about that. What is the first goal, second goal, and third goal? But we just go with that. Om from here, Tat from the other aphorism, which is Tat Tvam Asi. Chandogya Upanishad indicates the second goal. And Sad Eva Soumya, Chandogya Upanishad again, 6-1, indicates the third goal. Combined is Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat, we know that simply put is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. All these Vedic hymns coming from Chandogya or from the Vedic literature is also combining these three statements. In Brahma indicated these was indicated by these three words, the Supreme Person. Brahma also said that in the beginning. This is how it is to indicate the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the same principle has been followed. We are coming from the Brahma Gaudiya and Brahma Sampradaya. Brahma is the first person in the entire universe. He's the first living being. Very, very supreme, very intelligent. So whatever he designed, we're part of the design, his design. So if he has said something, we are following in his footsteps. That's it. We can follow him like that. Anything to be added by anyone? Is Prabhu there, Mataji?
No, he's chanting. It's not done today. He's chanting. Mataji, like, so does it mean that when we give charity, we should be saying Om Tat Sat, or is it just that in our heart, like we are offering it to like the Supreme. Like the final goal is Supreme. Does that mean?
What do you mean?
Means
Saying
the
it in the heart or saying it out loud?
yeah.
Saying it out loud has its own has its own effect. So why not? We can say it out
Okay.
loud. Om Tat Satiti. Like after reciting one chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we said that during the Gita recitation. We also Prabhupada also writes so many times after writing a passage or something, after concluding a chapter or a canto. Prabhupada also writes Om Tat Sat.
Okay. This is not related to charity specifically. Like anything we do, we can say Om Tat Sat.
You can
Okay.
remember the Supreme Lord. It's another way to remember the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, there is no loss of energy in acting in such transcendental ways. So there's no loss. There is only gain by just saying these three words. So, acting in Krishna consciousness. Okay, I think it's my turn again. Vanti Mataji, you want to read probably. So
I can read, Mataji.
you can read? I thought you
Yeah, I
said
can
you will
read.
not be able to read or
For 15 minutes, I said.
15 minutes you can read. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No. For 15 minutes, I cannot read. Now I'm able to read now.
Oh, okay.
It's 24, chapter 24, right?
Verse 24.
Sorry, verse 24, yeah. Tasmad Om iti udahritya yajnadana-tapakriyaah pravartante vidanoktaah satatam vadinam. Synonyms. Tasmat, therefore, Om, beginning with Om. Iti, thus, Udahritya, indicating yajna of sacrifice, dana, charity, tapaha, the penance, kriyaha, performances, pravartante, begin, vidana uktaha, according to the scriptural regulations, satatam, always, brahmavadinam, of the transcendentalists. Translation. Therefore, the transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifice, charity, and penance in accordance with the scriptural regulation begin always with Om to attain the supreme purpose. Om Tad Vishnoh Paramam Padam, Rig Veda 1.22.20. The lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. The performance of everything on the behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures the perfection of all activity. Hare Krishna.
You can continue. So this, what Prabhupada already explained in the purport, the verse is that. So usually when we read Prabhupada's purport, in his previous purport only, he will give what is coming in the next verse. Mostly it is like that. Or many times it is like that. So we can pay attention what Prabhupada says in the particular verse, purport. The same point comes up in the next. So exactly the same point what he has already told in a purport. The transcendentalists undertaking performance of sacrifice, charity, and penance in according to scriptural regulations begin always with one to attain the supreme. So he's already said that we do that in the translation. Sorry, in the purport. So Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam, the lotus feet of Vishnu are the supreme devotional platform. The performance of everything on behalf of Supreme Personality of Godhead assures perfection of all activity. So Krishna is taking Arjuna to this process, like how different faiths. The final faith is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, highest. You can continue 25, small only.
Okay. Tad iti anabhisandaya phalam yakshna tapah kriyaah dana kriyascha vividdaah kriyante moksha kankshibhihi. Synonyms: tat, that, iti, thus, anabhishandaya, without desiring, phalam, the fruitive result, yajna, of sacrifice, tapah, and penance, kriyaha, activities, dana, of charity, kriyaha, activities, cha, also, vividaha, various, kriyante, or done, moksha kankshibhihi, by those who actually desire liberation. Translation. Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word tat. The purpose of such transcendental activity is to get free from material entanglement. Purport. To be elevated to the spiritual position, one should not act from any material gain act should be performed for the ultimate gain of being transferred to the spiritual kingdom, back to home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
So next verse is, without desiring future results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material debt. So what Krishna is explaining 3 verses, Prabhupada is already given in the purport of this verse. Krishna has taken time to explain first point, second point, third point, and with some repetition. Prabhupada is elaborated that in the 20, that verse, on the 24th verse, 23rd. That will be read. The 627. Yeah, this is a conclusion, right? From 23rd onwards, we are going into the conclusion. So we are concluding this chapter as well. Final verse is 28th verse. So we are very near. In the new year, we'll start the 18th chapter. We can even today start. 26, 27. Gauri Mataji, can you read?
सद्भावे साधुभावे च सद् इति एतत् प्रयुज्यते प्रशस्यते कर्माणि तथा सच्छब्दपर्थयुज्यते यज्ञे तापसि दाने च स्थितिः सद् इति चोच्यते कर्म चैव तदर्थय्यं सद् इति एवाभिधीयते. Synonyms. Sadbhave, in the sense of the nature of the Supreme. Sadhu Bhave, in the sense of the nature of the devotee. Cha, also. Sat, the word Sat. Iti, thus. Etat, this. Prayujyate is used. Prashasate, in bona fide. Karmani, activities. Tatha, also. Sat Shabda, the sound Sat. Partha, O son of Pritha. Yujyate is used. Yagne in sacrifice. Tapasi in penance. Dane in charity. Cha also. Sthiti, the situation. Sat, the supreme. Iti, thus. Cha and. Uchyate is pronounced. Karma, work. Cha also. Eva, certainly. Tat, for that. Arthiyam, meant. Sat, the supreme. Iti, thus. Eva, certainly. Abhidhiyate is indicated. Translation. The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice, and it is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Prutha. Purport. The word prashaste karmani, or prescribed duties, indicates that there are many activities prescribed in the Vedic literature which are purificatory processes beginning from the time of conception up to the end of one's life. Such purificatory processes are adopted for the ultimate liberation of the living entity. In all such activities, it is recommended that one vibrate Om Tat Sat. The word Sadbhave and Sadhubhave indicate the transcendental situation. Acting in Krishna consciousness is called Sattva, and one who is fully conscious of the activities of Krishna consciousness is called a sadhu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.25, it is said that the transcendental subject matter becomes clear in the association of the devotees. The words used are Satam Prasangat. Without good association, one cannot achieve transcendental knowledge. When initiating a person or offering the sacred thread, one vibrates the words Om Tat Sat. Similarly, in all kinds of performance of yajna, the object is the supreme Om Tat Sat. The word Tad Arthiyam further means offering service to anyone which represents the supreme, including such service as cooking and helping in the Lord's temple or any other kind of work for broadcasting the glories of the Lord. These supreme words Om Tat Sat are thus used in many ways to perfect all activities and make everything complete. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the absolute truth is the objective of devotion service. That is indicated by the word Sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called Sat, and all the work of self-sacrifice, penance, and charity, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Lord. So here Krishna is talking about the Sat, I think. We go into the Sat Shabdaha, the sound Sat. So whoever is the word sound, Sat is used by the purified souls to invoke the purity as well as to satisfy the Lord. So that is what Sat. And Prabhupada is quoting this particular verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, the importance of sadhu, sadhu sangha, satsang. There are verses which talk about the sadhu sangha ashtaka in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Kapil Dev is teaching his mother Devahuti on sadhu sangha. What is the importance of sadhu sangha? So those verses are called as sadhu sangha ashtakam. There are 8 verses in this chapter section of Srimad Bhagavatam. 3:25-25. I'll read that verse. Satam prasangan mamamirya samvido bhavantir karna rasayana krita tajoshanada svapavargavatmani shraddharatir bhaktir anupramishyati. Translation. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation and therefore is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begins. So what is the real devotion and devotional service? So that is, we'll read in those sections. But this is important. Sadhu Sangha is important. In the association of pure devotees, heart becomes purified, the ear becomes purified. When the ear, we are pleased, when we are hearing through that spiritual ear, the heart becomes purified. And knowledge also comes as a byproduct. So as a product, as the knowledge develops, one becomes gradually advanced. Knowledge is coming, heart is getting purified, you are hearing through the spiritual ear, and our advancement continues to happen. And the doors for liberation opens. And once when is situated in that consciousness, in that state, then the real right now we are only practicing. We are trying, we are practicing so that we can come to the real situation of real devotion and devotional service. Right now what we are doing is just it's a shadow right now. We are in the shadow. If we can do this very nicely with all heart and faith and regulation, then the real thing will develop. And that is the only way. So this is a very famous verse quoted by Srila Kapil Dev speaking to his mother Devahuti. So if the transcendental subject matter become clearer in the association of devotees, we get knowledge about the devotional topics in the association. So because that is Satam Prasanga, we are talking, Prasanga means speaking. Satam means sadhu Prasangat. Without good association, one cannot achieve transcendental knowledge. When initiating a person or offering the sacred third, one vibrates the word Om Tat Sat. One second initiates, Om Tat Sat is uttered. And performing yajna, Om Tat Sat is used. The word Tad Artyam further means offering service to anything which represents the Supreme, including such service as cooking and helping in the Lord's temple or any kind of work for broadcasting release. These supreme words, Tat Sat, are thus used in many ways to perfect all kinds and make everything. So we can use it at every end of our recitation, at the end of cooking, offering, personal devotional service, aarti, we can do that. Om Tat Sat. It's only going to increase our faith, purify our consciousness, and we are doing actually devotional service. So last verse in this section, text 28. Ashraddadaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asad iti uchyate partha nachatat pretya no hiha. Synonyms. Ashraddadaya, without faith, hutam, offered in sacrifice, dattam, given, tapa, penance, taptam, executed, kritam, performed, cha, also, Yet that which asat false iti thus uchyate is said to be partha o son of Pritha, na never cha also tat pretya after death, na you nor iha in this life. Translation. Anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is useless both in this life and the next. Purport. Anything done without the objective, transcendental objective, whether it be sacrifice, charity, or penance, is useless. Therefore, in this verse, it is declared that such activities are abominable. Everything should be done for the Supreme in Krishna consciousness. Without such faith and without the proper guidance, there can never be any fruit. In all the Vedic scriptures, faith in the Supreme is advised. In the pursuit of all Vedic instructions, the ultimate goal is the understanding of Krishna. No one can obtain success without following this principle. Therefore, the best course is to work from the very beginning in Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. That is the way to make everything successful. In the conditioned state, people are attracted to worshipping demigods, ghosts, or yakshas like Kuvera. The mode of goodness is better than the modes of passion and ignorance. But one who takes directly to Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all the three modes of material nature. Although there is a process for gradual elevation, if one, by the association of pure devotees, takes directly to Krishna consciousness, that is the best way. And that is recommended in this chapter. To achieve success in this way, one must first find the proper spiritual master and receive training under his direction. Then one can achieve faith in the Supreme. When that faith matures in course of time, it is called love of God. This love is the ultimate goal of the living entities. One should therefore take to Krishna consciousness directly. That is the message of this 17th chapter. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 17th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of the divisions of faith. Om Tat Sat. So, in the beginning, when Krishna spoke about this chapter, he's talking about the divisions of faith, how various faiths are there in eating, worshipping. What are the different things he spoke? First of all, worshipping, foods, sacrifices, and austerities. Then austerity in three modes, charity in three modes, like that. So Krishna is gradually taking, but finally, what is he concluding? You can do all these charity, penance, sacrifices in any mode, but good is to do the mode of goodness. That's what he also recommends. But finally, do everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. Whatever you do, whatever you give away, whatever you eat, do as an offering to the Lord. That he says in the verse, in the third chapter, in the 9th chapter itself. Right? Yat karoshi, yat jagnashi, yat taposi tavasi yat tapasyasya kaunteya tat kurusva madarpan. After patram pushpam phalam toyam, he says that. First is, best is to do patram pushpam phalam toyam. Offer me with full devotion. That is the first and the foremost thing. But in case you're not able to do even after the fact as an offering. That's a secondary. So do that. Even that was what he said broadly, and Krishna repeats. Repetition means it's so important. So he is saying this again in this way. In the entire chapter, he took time to explain the divisions of faith. In this, he's saying Om Tat Sat is to indicate the supreme truth, Vishnu, for the satisfaction in sacrifices, in austerity, in penances, in charity. Like that. So anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme is impermanent. And is called asat, and is both useless both in this life and this. So whenever Krishna tells, he tells what's the opposite of also. So to Arjuna, he will say in the 18th chapter, if you do all these things, you will get this result. If you don't do this, you will be implicated. So this is what is the implication of not satisfying the Supreme, which is asat. Earlier, whatever 7, 8 verses, 23 to 28, right? So 4 verses in this 8 verses section, 23 means 26 verses, 5 verses is used to explain what Om Tat Sat is. Now in the final verse is telling what asat is. That was all sat, now this is. If you don't do anything for the satisfaction with faith for the Lord, then it is impermanent, it's called asat. It's both useless in this life and the next. That is the message of this chapter. Anybody has any comments, anything to share, any reflections, or any questions?
No, Mataji.
Okay. Sorry, Mataji, you have?
No, Mataji. But it is nice. We are at the 17th chapter, and next week we'll start with 18th. That's exciting.
Yeah. After that, what will we do? 18th chapter will over. Maybe not 4 weeks. It will take about 2 months probably. Maybe till March. Right? 78 verses. We may go till March. After that, I'll tell you what we should do. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I have something in my mind, but
I have a suggestion. I
yes,
don't know.
yes.
So we anyways have Bhagavad Gita class and Bhagavatam class and Leelamrit class also. So one thing which we don't get to read is Chaitanya Charitamrita. But I don't know, up to you. I'm just giving a suggestion.
Yeah, I've also not started Chaitanya Charitamrit, so it will be nice to start it with you, Mataji.
But Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm not qualified to speak on Chaitanya Charitamrita. I had a thought. I was thinking I'll stop recording with them. 2 minutes.